To bring in now Colonel Ralph Peters, who says we need to accept the necessity of preventive detention. Now, Ralph, that's strong stuff. What exactly do you mean by preventive detention?
Well, Stuart, first let me tell you what I do not mean to avoid the hysterical left. I'm not talking about mass arrests or putting people behind barbed wire. But how many times must we hear after a terrorist attack that the perpetrator was under surveillance, was known to police, was on a watch list? And so what I am arguing is that our legislators in Europe and here in the United States need to step up and modernize laws that enable us to fight terror. For example, one example, it should be a felony with a mandatory jail time to communicate with a terrorist organization in any form. There have to be penalties for trolling jihadi websites. And also, by the way, we need to track down on jihadi porn. But back to the idea of preventive detention. If someone in the United States or coming into the United States shows signs of Ebola, we quarantine them. If somebody has drug-resistant tuberculosis, we isolate them. Well, shouldn't we do the same thing with people infected with the deadly virus of jihad?
But how do you know that they're infected with this deadly virus that you're talking about? You're talking about an opinion, infected with an opinion, infected with an ideology. Awfully difficult to intercept that and put them in some kind of quarantine.
Well, no, it's, you know, you put them in jail, but Congress needs to give the police the tools. We're a nation of laws. Congress is just absolutely derelict in its duty when it comes to terrorists. Our laws are so far behind. But again, this is a matter of evidence. If someone is look, the Manchester bomber, and the attack the Ariana Grande concert, one of the most heinous acts in recent years. He was not only known to police, he'd been reported by his fellow community Muslims. His family was a radical family, and he'd been back and forth to Libya. Now, at some point, you've got to accept the fact that that is sufficient evidence to detain somebody. If we say that that's not sufficient evidence of jihadi intentions, well, then you're going to continue to see mass casualties, as we just saw again in London. Look, we are obsessed with the rights of the criminals. Let's protect the vast majority.
I think we're on the same page, Ralph. There is a shift in mood towards a preventive action approach as opposed to a defensive action. Ralph Peters, thanks very much indeed, sir. Appreciate you being with us today.